Comparison is the fastest way that high performers destroy their confidence. And whether you're a professional or an athlete, almost all of us have done it. We have looked to the person over there and thought, why are they so successful? Why have they already achieved that? Why am I not there yet? And so it's natural, it's human, and most of us have done it. But the thing is, comparison doesn't just destroy your confidence, it also impacts your performance. And so I want to talk about comparison. Let's have a conversation around it. Let's, look at what happens in our brain when we are comparing. And then what are some things that maybe we tend to do within that, but then ultimately, how do we shift and how do we move ourselves away from that so that we can hit that next level, so that we can play in flow, so that we can show up and perform, in that higher state and really, be in that space. So when you look at comparison, what happens in our brain? Number one is when we start comparing, we step out of the present moment, and because our focus goes over there, so we are no longer present, we are no longer in it, whatever it is that you're working on. And so when you think about that, any time that that you've been successful, that you have had a great a game, or high performance, if you're a professional, anytime you've had that, you have been in flow and you have been present. And you cannot have a high performance and accomplish that without being present. The other thing that happens when we let ourselves go into comparison is our focus, and our focus is going to go over there. So our focus is no longer within us. And then we're thinking, it causes us to overthink. Why are they so much better than us, or what am I doing wrong, and why can't I hit that level? And so it's like it creates pressure and stress, and it causes us to shrink and constrict. And so you cannot perform at your highest level from that place. So let's look at some things that can help you step out of that. Number one, I want you to remember that you are unique. There is only one you. It's designed that way. You have your own gifts, your own talents, and your job is to be the best you that you can be. God has given you gifts, He's given you blessings, and I want you to learn to reflect on those, to think about those and what that is for you. And then I want you to think about, how do you maximize that? And how do you become the best version of you that you possibly can be? That's where your work is. The other thing around comparison that I want you to be conscious of, and I want you to know and be aware, because it can help you break out of that cycle, is there's three comparison traps. Number one is we tend to want to compare our beginning to someone else's experience. And maybe it's been years of experience for them, but that is not a fair comparison. Number two, we want to compare our weakness to someone else's strength, right? And I just established you have your own gifts, your own talents, your own strengths. And we all have our own weaknesses too. But for you to compare your weakness to someone else's strength is not a fair comparison, and it doesn't serve you. The last one is really important, and if you are on social media, it's easy to fall into it, and it is comparing our real life, my real life, to someone else's highlight reel. So I want you to think about that, and that is never a fair comparison. You've got to remember they've got a real life too, and that is just a highlight reel. So bringing yourself back from comparison and bringing it back to you. And I started with, there's only one you. And so we're going to come full circle, is I want you to now stay in your lane. Your lane is your lane, and your job in that lane is to become the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. So how do you do that? You're going to focus on growth for yourself. So you are going to ask yourself questions like, what can I do today to improve? How can I get 1% better today? what are some things within me that I need to be working on to hit that next level that I want to achieve. And so really making sure that you know that your lane is your lane and there is no room for comparison in there except who were you yesterday, right? And are you getting better than who you were yesterday? So that is your tool to take away, is titled Own Your Lane, and remembering that that is your lane and it is your job to be better than you were yesterday. And so when you look at the strongest competitors, the highest achievers out there, they don't waste energy comparing themselves to others. They pull that energy into growth and getting better every single day. And if you want to keep improving, if you want to keep getting better every single day, stay tuned to me. Give me a subscribe, stay liked, stay linked. I'm going to be coming to you with more success tools, more high performance and mindset tools to help you reach your next level.